Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are going to be making
A frostworm.
snake.
Yeah, frostworm. As I told you guys last episode, when I
I'm
was
not
doing...
looking forward to this at all. Well, actually, I'm looking. We'll get there.
This is a creature from the Fafrd and Grey Mouser books by Fritz Liebers from the world of Newon. Here's one of the images I found of the frostworm right here. And there's... this version says it's 100 feet long, and this other version over here, hold on to that.
Why is it tinfoil?
Because that's going to be the base that we wrap your favorite substance around. And here is the other one. And it's actually a mammal. It's not actually a reptile.
Is that in the same book?
No, it's a different book.
Oh, I see that now.
And this one, it looks more like a wolf head or a dog or maybe even a hyena.
Yeah, but the problem with that is I don't really like it. It makes more sense, even though reptiles can still have fur, as far as I'm aware.
And as you see, I've already made one. This one's kind of a goof.
And it's perfect. I wish that he had waited to make it, because honestly, we can't top it. And I'm being almost entirely serious.
Yeah,
Almost.
To me, it looks like a Muppet. The face is very humorous looking. Almost like a sock puppet with ping pong eyeballs. But,
And by ping pong, he means... Never mind.
oh my God! Look at that. That's what we're going with tonight,
it's
folks.
It's perfection. The only problem is I'm not looking forward to making one again. He made that one, but making really anything with the Miliput is...
Yeah, that's his least favorite.
It's I like the end result.
Okay.
And I like working with it, unless I'm doing this.
Right. So I just took it was about a 6-inch wide strip of aluminum foil, and then I just twist it like that. And you want to just finish this one up.
Oh.
And I'm going to start pulling out the Miliput.
I mean, we have more. You can wrap it around the fedora of yours later.
Just finish this one, and I'm going to cut out the Miliput.
I already finished halfway through this one. So.
Okay. And if you guys aren't familiar with Miliput, it's a 2-part hobby putty.
Or was it a bowler hat? I always forget.
And I think I've got the measurement down right. I might have to mix up a little bit more. I'm just gonna mix up a little bit more because of the head. And we're gonna try and actually make the mouth open on the next one, just to make it look a little bit less, Kermit-like. Because as soon as I saw it, to me it looks like Kermit the Frog. But I'm okay with that because, how often am I actually gonna get to throw this monster at a party?
Probably once.
Yeah. We do a lot of one-off monsters here just because...
Is this... okay.
Just make it a little bit...
smoother? Not
yeah.
smoother, but...
longer and... yeah.
Well, I can make it longer, but more consistent.
Yeah, and stretch it out as much as possible instead of bundling up. And you just mix out 2 even chunks of this stuff, although...
I feel like it's a bit too screwed.
Make the other ones, pick the better of the 2. I planned on making 3 of these, but as you can see, I'm running out of Miliput, and I might just make 1 more and call it a night. The bases are just 2 sheets of peeled off foam core glued together and then beveled at the edge. I actually like this one better. But it's just, we took the paper off both sides and then glued it together in the middle just to give it a little thickness. Because if you just use 1 sheet of it, yeah, that's much better. It's just not, this is pretty sturdy. It'll survive some abuse. Then you take the Miliput, and there's a simple way to mix it. You just squish it together, and what I do is I call it Snakeball. I roll it into a ball in your hands, ball. Then roll it into a snake until it's a uniform color. Snake. Ball. Try not to shake the table. Did you notice?
I did, in fact, notice that, and it is appreciated.
And normally, with this stuff, you let it cure. By that, I mean you let it sit for about 5 minutes, but I didn't do that with this one, and it actually kind of helped smooth it onto the aluminum foil.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of a problem, but for the next part.
Yeah, but it helped. I also have over here a small bowl of water to
Which
not
is
just
always useful when it comes to this stuff.
to smooth it out when you're working with it, also to get your hands a little wet so it doesn't stick so much to your hands, and to, like I said, smooth out the details. Even though we're gonna take a clay tool, well, not really a clay tool, we're actually gonna use our pokey tool, which is, like I've said before, it's some sort of needle point or crocheting tool. You want to show them that tool real quick?
I mean, it's just, if you know
You could use a toothpick, and that's normally what he uses, but I wanted something else, a little bit more. I didn't want to have to deal with the toothpick breaking in the middle of the episode. And I will be using toothpicks for the teeth, for the one we make with the open mouth, but I won't be doing that until it completely dries and hardens, so that it's not going to bend and get weighted down from the actual weight of the toothpicks. When I make the open mouth, the puppet mouth, I'm going to put the teeth here and here, and I just want it to be done. It's just cutting off the very tiniest bit of the toothpick to make the teeth, or the fangs, really. Okay. Do you have a pose in mind?
Not really. I don't want to do the exact same one you did, but if I curl it up too much, then it's not going to look very big.
Yeah. And,
like that one that you thought was really big, but didn't end up ending actually being that big because it was curled up so much.
It's a uniform color all the way through, and I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because this is the one you got just this big.
The snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one that's like that.
Which means it is actually, in fact, this big.
Yeah.
But we don't want to curl it up so much that.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna tear off a piece and just. Also, when we work with Miliput or clay, having a silicone baking sheet is very helpful.
Very good.
Because everything else, this stuff just sticks to it like crazy, except the plastic bags that it comes in. But that also, after a while, becomes no longer usable for that. So, spend the $5, go out and get yourself a baking sheet, and it'll be worth every penny.
Work?
Yeah, that's fine.
And how exactly would I put it on?
Yeah, I'll just cover it.
How?
Just the same way I did before.
And how was that?
Just watch and learn, buddy.
Oh, you're making one. I forgot we're making 3.
No, I'm just making. I'm going to use that one.
Oh.
But that pose is fine. You just take about. You want to do it and wrap it around?
Sure. Do you just?
I started at the head, and leave a little bit of the aluminum foil
To place the actual head.
Yes, and here's the water. And I'll just continue making little strips for you to wrap around it, and just it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, because as you notice with Kermit here, he's gonna do his famous fur texturing. As a matter of fact,
Even though he didn't actually do that one.
where is the tool? Right here. There's
Yes,
one.
but I don't use that one. I use this one because
Okay.
it's better.
Okay. There's one spot. You got to be careful when you do this fur technique.
On this one specifically.
Yeah, because.
But on all of them in general.
Yeah, because you will be touching it. That's why I start at the bottom and sort of work my way down, and you will.
What? You start your way at the bottom and work your way down.
No, I start at the head and work my way down, and then just keep smoothing it out, and then I'll get you another piece. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just.
Of course.
I just use and just barely connect the two, the where you ended, and then just sort of smooth it in there, and don't get it too wet, because then it'll be really difficult to. Here, you know what?
Towel.
Yeah, just so you can dry your hands off as needed, because it will. If this stuff gets too wet, then
it won't. It will be a lot softer. Too soft, in fact.
Yeah, it'll turn into mush.
Yeah, and you won't be able to work with it.
Yeah, no. And that's no fun. I've done that before.
Not good.
Yeah, let me just even it out a little. So, yeah. Oop, go ahead and take that one. I'll just keep making more. It's already sticking to my hands. There's the next one. And how's that going?
Good.
Okay. You might want to let go of the tool.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah. It's like, what are you holding?
I have no idea why I was, but...
Okay, move on to the next piece. Hopefully I'll have enough for the head and I won't have to mix up any more.
Yeah.
I would hate to have to do that. I'm almost running out, and as I've told you guys before, this stuff is...
Very difficult to find.
Yeah.
It's weird because we got it as a solution to not having Miliput.
Yeah.
Which...
But I did hide some at the store, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's one of my dirty little tricks.
Lovely.
When I don't want to buy it all up at the store, I hide it in the store, and then I go back.
And that always works?
No, sometimes people find it. But they actually put some in the glass case, which was really weird. They had some in the glass case, and then some...
Probably because they didn't want people like you buying it all up.
Yeah, well, or hiding it. And then they left some on the shelf, so I took the stuff on the shelf and I hid it, so that when I go back this weekend, I can just pick up another batch. Just want to make sure it's there. I know I should just buy a bunch all at once, but, you know, sometimes my budget isn't right there. It's not super expensive, it's just...
$10.
Yeah.
Rounding up.
No, it's now $10. It went up $1. But I usually on my weekend trips I buy a bunch of stuff, and I only have...
By weekend trips he means...
Every weekend.
Yes. Usually twice.
I think I'm gonna have to mix up some more.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see how far you can get the next one. How far you can get, because yeah, I don't think this is enough. But that's okay.
Well,
I'll just mix up some more. This is the first time I've actually not miscalculated and mixed up too much. I normally mix up more than I need, but after making the first one, I kind of got a good idea of how much I needed to mix up. But
I have an idea.
just
Don't
stretching.
do the entire thing?
No. Because then I'll still have to do it.
That's true, but if I cut each one in half...
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
It didn't take that long. We might have enough.
Oh, well, I already did one of them that way.
But, let's see if I can just kind of make the head. You want to do the head this time?
No, I do not.
This is going to look like a Kermit again.
That's fine.
And to make the head, I just, start with the basic ball. And then, that's almost not bad.
It is not bad.
Or egg shape and then flatten it. You want to put the eyes in?
Sure.
Just kind of like, almost like an egg shape. A little more pointed here, and then the point back here you'll flatten so that you have a way to attach it to the snake, and then you'll wrap a strip around it and smooth it so that it holds on. And squeeze it a little at the side so that there's a place to pop in the eyeballs. There we go, I'll leave that right there. Think you got enough to finish up?
Maybe.
Okay. Because once we get to the eyeballs, we'll stick it on the base, and that'll be it until... we got to do the fur. I forgot about that.
Which I'm not looking forward to.
It'll be fine. You You did a great job on this one. And
So are we just gonna use the stickiness of the Miliput to stick it to the base?
kind of, yeah.
No super glue.
I will.
Nothing.
What I'm going to do is I'll use the baking soda, white paint, and white glue mix to make up some snow around the base, and then I'll dress it up with a little Valhalla Blizzard to make frost on the actual worm, because the stuff that you make with baking soda and white glue and white paint
It's only good for soft, untouched, fresh snow.
yeah, it really just looks like frosting to me. I did something with it last night.
It looks okay.
The
But you
ice
can't
station.
make it. It's only for fresh snow, or at least untouched snow.
It looks like you've got a little bit left over, huh?
Kind of, maybe, yes. But at the ends, I've been doing them longer.
Well, that'll be good. I can use it to.
At the very end of that. Oh.
Save some of it to wrap around the snake head to secure it to the aluminum foil. Once this stuff dries, it's pretty hard and pretty strong. It takes a while for it to completely dry, but once it does, I'm not going to say you can drop it off a table and it'll be fine, but depending on how thick it is, it shouldn't be an issue. And here's your tool. There's a little bit more. That's good. I'll add that to this.
All right.
Let's do the fur.
Yes, but I need to actually get it on, which isn't currently happening.
Yeah, you don't really have to push it. It'll just stick on its own.
No?
It just does. It's super sticky.
Oh, it isn't.
Look, I didn't do anything. I didn't.
Oh, well. Guess it's the weight?
Yeah, and dry your hands off, actually. If you need to.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you don't want it to smear as you're doing the fur.
Mm-hmm.
The tools are right there. And I'll just make the little neck piece out. You know what, this might not be enough, but let's see if we can get a close up of what he's doing. He's just dragging the tool and making
Just repeated cuts.
lines. Yeah, it's.
But because if you do it fast, it rips some pieces off, which is good for the look, but bad because you're ripping pieces off.
Yeah, and any of those little pieces that you rip off, feel free to add to this little pile because it's not much. You know what? Maybe if I just do this, I can get a little more to help secure it to the finished product. He's better at the fur technique than I am. His technique is a little different than mine.
Yeah, mainly because I'm not as careful with it.
Yeah.
Which is actually
Yeah,
it shouldn't be that surprising,
Here, wipe it
but
under that piece. That way we can, because believe it or not, it'll add up.
yeah, it does.
Because I was a lot more careful when I was doing it, and he just What else did you do? You did the woolly mammoths and.
Woolly mammoths were fine.
And
the Yetis were when I really realized that.
You hate the stuff.
Yeah, because I didn't before this.
And you did the giant spider.
That one I liked. I was okay with doing that. I didn't actively like it more than I did. Yeah. I realized just now that it is essential for it to be short.
Yeah.
You can't have long strips. It was good for the mammoth.
Yeah.
But not this.
And if you haven't seen those videos, they're way back in the catalog, way back, almost a year ago. Yeah, they
Yes.
were both because the mammoth and the yetis were both during the winter of last year. The giant spiders we did were one of the first crafts we ever did, weren't they?
Yeah, but those videos kind of terrify me.
Not because the monsters are scary, but because how young he was. He was a cute little kid back in the day. You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it, or go visit the
Please don't.
yeah, he gets embarrassed easy when he sees just.
I honestly can't possibly imagine that is the same person. And the fact that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, it was not even a year and a half.
I mean, not everything I did back then was awful.
No, but you had your own style.
I had a few short projects that I did that I don't despise.
Yeah.
Not that many, but there was a few that I actually still enjoy.
Armstrong is gonna go back now, and
Yes.
all you guys have to do is go to the very first episode. You'll see what I'm talking about, because he was really young.
Well, if it's actually starting to stick now, that's
not really young, but I mean, he was a year and a half.
Relatively speaking.
But he's grown a lot. Let's just put it that way. He's grown a lot. His voice has changed, and it was an interesting time. We were mostly doing Dungeons and Lasers stuff because we
that was all we did.
Yeah, for the first half a dozen videos, and then we did the the turbines and the biodome. One of these days we're gonna have to go back and do both those crafts over.
Oh God, I just had a realization.
Huh.
I'll ask you later.
Okay, but yeah, our first two crafts were interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yes, interesting.
And by interesting we mean cheesy.
You could put it that way.
Yeah. Well, the turbines were. I mean, everybody's
done them. Yeah.
The biodome's not really. Just that we were so new at it that it was, we didn't know what we were doing, and they came out good. And I would like to redo at least the biodomes if we can get some more of those bubbles, and just see if we could improve on them a little. But yeah, maybe not. They really weren't that bad. I'm kind of proud of them because I've never seen anybody else do them the way we did them, and they, you could use them for so many things, so many tabletop games or role-playing games that are sci-fi, Star Wars, 40K, Traveler, all kinds. That's really looking good. Cramp?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see he's much better at that than I am. I was too careful.
I mean, the only problem with not being careful is that, like what just happened, I scraped off.
Yeah, that would be covered by paint.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end, we'll readjust the actual pose if you want.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, according to the lore, these things sort of loop themselves up in coils and kind of act as a snare trap. And if you step into one of their coils, then they pounce on you and try to eat you.
It's kind of difficult to keep it on.
Yeah.
Just because it's sliding off.
Yeah, I actually didn't put it on the base until the very end. I had it in my hand, but that's what made some of the fur disappear because of the pressure of my fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, we want them to have different exact poses.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're dry, I'm going to give them a basic white paint job, and then some gray wash, and then dry brush. Paint them white, wash them gray, dry brush them white, and maybe throw a little bit of blue in there, but don't really know if that will look too comical or not. It's kind of oh, this stuff's already getting hard. That's good. That means those should also be stiffening up a little.
Yeah, well, that's after multiple hours.
Yeah, no, but
this has only been a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Probably Probably an hour.
But curing is what I mean, to where it's meant to be worked with. We're jumping the gun a little here, just to get this video out to you guys quick style.
Yes.
It's looking good though. Huge difference. When they're both painted, you'll easily be able to see what I'm talking about.
Oh, God. Of course.
Don't worry, it'll work itself out in the end.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But I'm...
Yeah, it's because it's a little wet.
Yeah.
You know, just pick it up carefully, and I'll dry off the base, because I can see all kinds of moisture that's making that problem happen.
Yeah. I added a bit too much water.
Yeah.
A lot too much water. It's more that I just let the water fall down.
Yeah. That should solve all your problems. Just go finish up to the tail, and then we'll slap his head. I'll give you the head, and you can give him some Kermit eyes, and then I'll attach it to the...
You know, the fact that it took me as long as it did to realize what those were is worrying.
He was playing with his BB gun yesterday, and I noticed this afternoon when I was outside, I was like, hey, you know what? Because I was thinking about the Wylock eye beads, and...
But obviously they're not going to fit on these.
Oh, no. And it would be nice if they made smaller eye beads. That would... Oh.
I personally think this is one of the few times where they could have worked, but I wouldn't have used them, even if they did fit.
Yeah. But I was trying to figure out how I'm going to do the eyes, because trying to sculpt them, I just didn't know exactly how to go about it to get them to look round. And then I saw the BBs on the table, and I'm like, done deal, got it. Perfect. And when you're done, I promise we won't use Miliput for at least a month.
Oh. We hadn't used it for a year since, so...
When was the last time we used it?
It's been a while.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time we used it for, other than as putty, to seal, gaps.
And we haven't done this since...
Last winter?
Probably. Which was good.
No, I think we used it on the sea serpent.
Why would we use it on the sea serpent?
For the eyebrows.
I don't think so.
Yeah. The ridge is on the sea serpent's eye.
Oh, can you do that last part? No, I wasn't actually referring to that. I meant just trying to keep it up.
If I have to, I'll support it with something. Now, take the head gently. Take the eyeballs.
Yes.
And I'm just going to find a paint bottle or something to hold it up with.
Alright.
You want to stick them in a little deeper?
Yes, but I also don't want it ripping itself up.
Because that looked even more Muppety than mine.
Yeah, well, the problem is,
Okay, you can go with that.
is this fun? Because,
And show the camera.
perfect it. There we go. Needs eyes in the front. What else? How else is it going to see what it is?
Hunting?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to implement some logic there.
Okay. Now, see if I can do this from...
Despite the fact that I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about.
And you're going to have to refur the area around the
Yes.
neck. I think this will give a little bit of like a collar. And get a little bit of water and smooth it out over here. I can't actually see what I'm doing, so I'm going by braille. No buffer him up a little, and then I'll support him with something over here. I think will be just fine. Then get a little.
I'm not going to actually be able to, though, do the entire thing without something to support it. That's as far as I'm going to get.
Think that'll work?
That may be ripping off the head. That will probably work, but I also don't want to. I believe that'll probably work.
I like it. So there you have it, folks.
I'll probably continue working on it slightly after, just to get these last few bits. And also, I might need some super glue.
Maybe.
Anyways, that has been the Shadow and
Sun Show?
Sun Show. I think I just stabbed it.
No, it's fine.
I know I did stab it, but...
It's fine. The paint will cover it, or the...
No, I'm trying to just stick it onto the ground.
Don't even worry about it.
Alright, that has been the Shadow and Sun Show. We hope you enjoyed, and...
Good night, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you... I'll see you guys tomorrow with another game review.
Yes, we will do that. Good night.
Bye, everybody.